some morning rain and a mild start, some late day sunshine, and then game day snow. What's going on? I'll have the forecast coming up.
Find out on Sunday night. That's about the best answer I can give you.
Well, that is tonight. It is game day. The playoffs are back at Gillette for the first time in 6 years. We're live on the field as the Pats get set for their wild card matchup against the Chargers. And some bombshell baseball news. Alex Bregman no longer with the Red Sox, the big-time deal that sent him to Chicago.
You know, I owe everything to them.
He lost his parents nearly a year ago in that tragic crash over D.C. Today, we will learn whether Maxim Naumov will represent the U.S. in the Winter Olympics. NBC 10 Boston Weekend Today starts right now. Hi, everybody. 10 o'clock here on this Sunday morning. Thanks so much for being with us. We have a lot of sports news to tell you about today. Very exciting. The playoffs are back. Yes. How excited are you? This is great, right?
This is awesome. It's about time. We got so spoiled in the Brady era. It was a given. Now we've earned it. So,
and we take a live look inside of Gillette Stadium. Nice to be here on this week after the regular season. Yes, we're preparing for that wild card matchup. Pamela, how's the weather looking out there at Gillette?
Right now, some clouds, temps in the 30s. Not bad at all. No icy conditions, but we did pick up some significant rain since overnight, a 1/4 inch. So there was some standing water out and about and more water falling from those clouds across Taunton and Plymouth. Some mixing going on, too. North and west, you're done with the rain. Outside of 495 and anywhere across Worcester, Fitchburg, it's going to be a mostly sunny start to your day and temperatures soaring into the low 40s. Foxborough right now, a few low clouds and outlying areas, some spots dealing with fog. Otherwise, you have some spritzes from those clouds, and here across Plymouth to P-Town down through New Bedford, a swath of some rain right along Route 3 back and forth towards Cape Cod, and some wet snowflakes mixing in, but no accumulation this morning. We actually have a dry spell of weather moving in for the rest of today before a true Arctic front. A blast of cold air, some wind, and some snow showers too that make their way across Foxborough just in time for the big game tonight. In the meantime, it's going to be a mostly dry day outside of 495, lingering showers across Cape Cod and the islands for a good portion of this afternoon. And then later today, here comes the chance for snow right around or just near Foxborough. We're threading the needle here with that chance for snow, but I think we'll see some snowflakes out there. And if we do, that's an important statistic. I'll explain that one in just a minute as we gear up for the game. It's exciting. Oh, missed the pass again. 32 degrees at Gillette Stadium for kickoff. And I think the weather favors us. So I'm feeling good about this game. I'll explain why in just a minute.
I caught it over here. Okay, yeah, put it down there. It has been years since the Patriots have been in a playoff game, but that changes tonight when the Chargers come to town for the wild card matchup that kicks off only right here on NBC 10 Boston. Our Minash Quingwari is live inside Gillette right now. Minash, how are things looking? How are you feeling ahead of the game tonight?
Well, Jeff, I'm feeling great. And a matter of fact, can you just listen to the crowd when you see a play like this and then a touchdown? Oh, my goodness. We're talking about the Patriots playoffs. It's the first time since 2020 that they're going to be hosting a playoff game. And the lights are on. The big board is lit up. This is the type of atmosphere that us here in New England have been waiting for. And now it's finally here. And although we have Drake May, a potential MVP, and what seems like a great coach in Mike Vrabel, that great coach is telling his team to soak it up. Play as hard as you can. Because getting to this point in the NFL, well, it's not a given every year.
We went to the AFC Championship game my rookie year, and then my next 3 years in Pittsburgh, we didn't make the playoffs. And so remind you not to take things for granted, and that it's not like that every year in the National Football League.
That message is probably why we saw an extra motivated bunch this week at practice, practicing the little things, saying all the right things, and putting in just that much more effort to take on this Los Angeles Chargers team that is not a slouch. In fact, they're one of the league's best defenses, and their quarterback, Justin Herbert, is one of the premier ones. So what do the numbers say? Because, you know, numbers don't lie. They say the Pats should win this game. In fact, Vegas has them winning by a little more than 3. Here at home, the Pats average 28 points, while the Chargers this season have averaged 19 on the road. You couple that with the fact that the Chargers are dealing with a few injuries on that offensive line, and you may have the recipe for success for the Pats, but of course, only time will tell. Some housekeeping issues for you guys. If you are planning on coming out to Gillette to watch the game, parking will be available starting at 4 p.m. and then the gates open at 6. The game is to follow. And Jeff, I get a good feeling about this game. Got a really good feeling about this game.
Yeah, they might have to put you in, Minash. I mean, throwing that football.
I mean, you saw
around.
those hands.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean, I got hands.
There you go. You're overqualified.
It does. All right, let's talk about the predictions, though, Minash. We'll keep you around for just a second. Pamela, what do you have?
28-21. This is based on science. I looked at the stats for playoffs whenever it snows and whenever we have cold temperatures. The number 28 kept coming up in our favor for a final score. But how about this? 11-1 when it snows. We go 16-3 when the temp is 32 or lower at Gillette since 2010. So the weather is looking good for us.
So, Minash, we're hoping for snow tonight. What do you have?
I got 24-17. I think it's going to be a Patriots game from start to finish, and maybe just a little garbage time touchdown at the end for the Chargers so that they can go home a little happy, a long way home, you know.
That's nice. Very generous of you. Give them a little bit, but not the win.
Thank you.
I see how that works. All right, I have 27-21, close to Pamela, but I have absolutely no science behind my.
And we didn't discuss it either.
No, we did not. We did not. So we all go for the win here. Minash, Pamela, thank you guys so much. NBC 10 Boston, your home for tonight's wildcard matchup. Tonight, Priscilla Casper, Jericho Tran, Malcolm Johnson will bring you live team coverage from Gillette Stadium. Starts at 6 tonight, but it doesn't stop there because NBC Sports Boston's Patriots pregame live kicks off at 7 after nightly news, and that rolls into football night in America at 7:30 with kickoff for Sunday Night Football set for 8:15. And then due to all of the football action, tonight's episode of NBC Stumble will air after the evening news following Sunday Night Football. So a lot going on here tonight. Also, this big sports news happening overnight, a major shakeup on the Red Sox roster just ahead of spring training next month. ESPN reports Alex Bregman has opted out of his $40 million contract with Boston. The free agent instead signed with the Chicago Cubs. It's a deal worth $175 million over 5 years. Sources say the deal has no option to opt out, including a full no-trade clause. The three-time All-Star joined the Sox last season as a designated hitter and third baseman. You remember that decision led to that drama with Rafael Devers, ultimately leading him to leave for the San Francisco Giants. All right, 10:07, more sports to talk about. Let's head to the road to Milan. We're now just hours away from learning which figure skaters will be named to Team USA. So will any Boston athletes be headed to the Olympics? NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg, he is live in St. Louis right now. This is exciting stuff where the U.S. Championships just wrapped up, Eli.
And Jeff, after all the skating, it really is crunch time right now. That is because the selection committee for Team USA figure skating meeting this morning, deciding which of these figure skaters will make the team representing the United States in Milan Cortina. And this team, I got to tell you, it could have a real Boston flavor to it based on what we've seen on the ice here in St. Louis over the past couple of nights.
New this morning, it is Selection Sunday. The Team USA figure skating team set to be revealed in just hours. But before that, let's talk about last night. Max's moment in the Midwest. Max Namoff giving it his all in the final round of the figure skating championships.
My intention was to not leave anything behind. I went into it giving every single bit of energy that I possibly could.
And what an encore it was. And when it was over, Max reflecting on one of the last conversations he had with his dad.
This is exactly what I think about, very frequently, is those exact words that night. And I try every day to do that. So, I owe everything to them. 3
skaters from Boston performing in front of a packed arena here in St. Louis. Stop for a second. Watch this. Because Jimmy Ma had thousands here rocking along with him. The other night he promised us a disco-themed free skate, and he sure did deliver.
I don't want to look at this as the good old days. This is the good old days right now.
It's a big moment.
And then there was this. Will Annis with the full-on flip on the ice.
That flip, man, is awesome.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
In the end, when we talk about Boston skaters, the night belonging to Max. His story of courage amid immeasurable grief this past year, connecting with the crowd.
I don't even have the words, honestly, of just what I had to overcome to be here. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. I got 2 arms, 2 legs. I'm thankful, and it's in God's hands.
That gives you a little window into some of the emotion playing out here in St. Louis. In addition to Max, the pairs team from Boston, Emily Chan, Spencer Howe, receiving strong consideration to make the team based on what we saw from their free skate, Jeff, a couple of nights ago.
All right, Eli, before you go, I just want to ask about the selection process. Kind of mysterious, right? What does the committee consider when they meet this morning?
Yeah, it's one of the big questions out here. Talking with the people, the sense is, yes, they consider strongly what we saw here in St. Louis over the past couple of days, but they don't just take the leaderboard and cut and paste that into the selection show. The body of work from the season also considered. And talking with the head of U.S. figure skating, he says there's also a human element to all of this. And this is how it's all going to play out. There's actually a selection show here on the ice from 2 to 4 p.m. today. That's going to be right here on NBC 10. And then after that, a chance for us to talk with these athletes, these Boston athletes, get the reaction to what played out here. Of course, we'll have that for you a little later on this evening. Jeff?
Well, we're rooting our Boston athletes on. Hopefully they make the team. We'll be watching later on. Eli, thanks for all your work out there in St. Louis. We'll check in with you later this evening. All right, members of the Skating Club of Boston had some support back here at home. The club teamed up with Castle Island Brewing to host a watch party last night. One of the skating club's managers tells us cheering on their peers helps them all feel connected after last year's deadly crash over D.C.
It has been a rough year for the Skating Club of Boston, and we are just excited to have our athletes shine at the championships. Skating for a lot of people is home, and I think that is probably where Max feels the most connected to his parents. I know it's where so many of us at the Skating Club of Boston feel the most connected to those that we lost.
So last night's watch party also raised money for the Skating Club of Boston's Always Champions campaign. The funds will be used to create permanent memorials for those who were killed in that crash last January. Are still to come here on NBC 10 Boston, a moment in history brought to life in Western Massachusetts. It comes as we celebrate 250 years since our nation's founding. The dedication to Revolutionary General Henry Knox and the part he played in the birth of our nation. A large crowd took over Boston Common and the State House steps. Protesters gathered yesterday to rally against ICE activity within the U.S. and military action in Venezuela. The No War at Home, No War Abroad protest was organized to call for an end to U.S. aggression in South America and seek justice after the deadly ICE shooting in Minnesota.
This is a moment when so many people are seeing this newly visibilized violence in terms of what happened with ICE in Minnesota as well as in Venezuela.
Really, the purpose of this protest is to build a movement.
So after gathering at the State House steps, the group marched down to the JFK Federal Building. Demonstrators say they want to hold both state and federal leaders accountable. Boston wasn't the only city where ICE demonstrations took place. NBC's Maggie Vespa shows us that the protests took place all across the nation.
Protests in cities across the country, with massive crowds packing Minneapolis, outraged over Wednesday's fatal ICE shooting.
It shouldn't be controversial that we don't want this in our communities.
I feel it is our duty right now when we see murder. And believe your eyes. We see it with our own eyes.
We're talking easily 1,000+ people here. The streets are packed. People here can barely move, and the anger here is palpable. Overnight, crowds surrounding hotels downtown where ICE officers are believed to be staying. Minneapolis police saying one hotel was damaged with 29 people arrested and one officer injured. New surveillance video shows the aftermath of the shooting as Renee Good's SUV crashes into parked cars, her wife running, then collapsing in the snow. DHS releasing this video and saying Good had been following the officers over the course of the morning. The shooting itself caught on multiple cameras, including Jonathan Ross's cell phone, the ICE officer who engaged with Good and fired the deadly shots. The Trump administration has repeatedly said the officer fired in self-defense. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and other Democrats went to tour the local ICE headquarters, but say they were only briefly admitted before being turned away.
What happened today is a blatant attempt to obstruct members of Congress from doing their oversight duties.
We are better than this. This is not a partisan statement. We are better than this, America.
And that was Maggie Vespa reporting a massive fire at a carpentry business is under investigation in Bourne. This is drone video from last night showing heavy smoke at ML Custom Woodworking. It's along State Road. Police last night closed down nearby roads to divert traffic. No word yet on how the fire started or if anybody was hurt. Okay, 10/17, the 250th anniversary of the United States rolled into Western Massachusetts this weekend with a special celebration of the Henry Knox Trail. It's a historic route in Massachusetts. It marks the path General Knox used to transport cannons from New York to Boston during the American Revolution in 1776. Well, yesterday in Alford, a procession of horse-drawn sleds, militia members, and fife and drums participated in the wreath-laying ceremony at the Henry Knox marker.
This is the place where Knox, 250 years ago on this day, crossed into Massachusetts.
Henry Knox had that goal. He was an unlikely hero. You know, he was an accidental hero in the Revolution.
2.5 centuries ago, it was a journey that would change the course of our nation's fight for independence.
Over the next few months, communities all along the trail will be commemorating Knox's noble train of artillery. All right, 10:18. Let's turn our attention now to the weather. All eyes on the forecast, especially for this evening's. You know, there's some sort of game down at Gillette Stadium. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of a big deal there.
Yeah. So we pretty much have everything going on today.
Yes, a little bit of everything. Temperatures are going to warm up a few more degrees this afternoon. We get some sunshine. We have some rain right now, and then later snow and wind. It's going to be quite a ride next 24 hours. So we're starting here in the 30s, and we have some 40s sneaking onto the map. A very mild start to the day for the middle of January, 39 P-Town. A little bit of snow is mixing in, especially where you have some of that precip, but it's mostly in the form of rain, and we have some light sprinkles across Foxborough. With that, in between the rain shower returns on radar, there are pockets of drizzle and even some areas of patchy fog, reducing your visibility. Wareham, Bourne, Sandwich, getting some light showers just passing by to your north. And then from New Bedford to Provincetown, additional rain will be expected, very light in total. So the majority of the rain fell overnight, and we picked up about ½ inch across Taunton, over 2 inches of rain across the Vineyard, and more showers will linger in the forecast south and east, while out to our west, you're already bursting into some sunshine in Worcester and even in the Berkshires. And this dry air mass, at least this dry section of the whole weather pattern, moves our way for this afternoon. But look back to the west. That's going to be the source of all this snow for this evening, right around game time. And it's an Arctic front. Helps to cool us off, whip up the winds, and bring us some light snow accumulation, perhaps. Here's 10:45. Let's time out. Forecast clouds and radar. It's an overcast day for most south and east. Boston, we're up to 43 degrees. We do see some peaks of sunshine. More sun the farther north and west you go for a brief period of time, and lingering showers across Nantucket for later this afternoon. Tailgate underway about 5:45, right? We're heating up the grills. We're having some beverages, having a good time. And then all of a sudden, you get towards kickoff, and we get rushed with some really cold air and cold wind. Plus, here comes some snow showers. Those squalls even could put down some quick accumulations, low visibility, and more wind on top of it, too. Watch for new slick spots as you head home from the big game and from that Patriots win. Winds are gusty after 4:30. You'll notice it picks up from the west-northwest, 15 to 25 miles an hour, 20 to 30, and then after 9 o'clock, it could be as high as 40 miles an hour, some of the higher elevations as well as near the coastline. That creates the feels-like temps running in the upper 30s. Despite having highs in the low 40s, it's not going to really feel too great. I mean, we're back to some wintry weather, 28 degrees at 8 o'clock, and feeling like the 20s even for kickoff with a temp of 32. 31 degrees halftime, that's cold enough for it to snow and for some of that to accumulate on the ground. So when it does snow, it does favor us. We go 11-1 at home. When the temperature is 32 or lower, since 2010 at Gillette, that includes playoffs and regular season games, we go 16-3. So I like the cold. We like the snow because we seem to do better and may win this time around as well. Here's your 10-day forecast, Jeff. We have a dry start to next week, but colder temps on the way too.
Are you saying Southern Californians aren't as good in the snow?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
We will find out when we return. We go back to Gillette Stadium with one final check of our top story as we play that sweet music. The Patriots taking on the Chargers in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. You can watch it right here on NBC 10 Boston. We're back in a few minutes. All right, let's get a final check of our top story right now. And we want to talk about this for anybody wanting to ditch the Gillette Stadium traffic today. The MBTA offering services to Foxborough. 2 trains will go to Boston to Gillette for Sunday night's playoff game, of course, tonight. And the 3rd train will go from Providence, Rhode Island to Foxborough. If you want to snag a ticket, you'll want to get on that fast because it is first come, first service. So continuing our coverage now with the Patriots and that big game tonight at Gillette Stadium. All eyes are centered on Foxborough today as the Pats prepare to face the Chargers in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. Manash Gwangwari, he is live once again, Gillette Stadium this morning. Manash, just sounds so nice to say Patriots in the playoffs once again, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. It's been 6 years. I mean, there are whole generations of people that didn't get to. OK, I'm over-exaggerating. But this is going to be a huge game. Everyone has been looking forward to this. And let me just tell you what's happened in the 6 years since the Patriots made the playoffs. The team went 33-51. That's only winning 39% of their games. Let me put that into perspective. This year, they won 82% of their games. So it's safe to say a lot has changed. But head coach Mike Vrabel says, you know what? Soak it in, because times like this are not going to happen all the time. And when talking about the past, you got to take a look at that last playoff matchup that the Patriots had against the Chargers, because that really was the last time they won a playoff game here at Gillette. Now, they were the number 2 seed back in 2019, as they are this time, but a lot has changed. You take a look, new head coach, new quarterback, new leading receiver, new running back. So things are much different, but all week long, the Patriots have been practicing, getting ready for what is going to be this day, practicing the little things, and that one phrase keeps popping up: do not change the macaroni. Keep everything the same. Keep doing what got you to this point, so hopefully they'll be eating afterwards. Okay, listen, I'll be here all morning with the jokes. The game is going to be happening at 8. Some housekeeping issues. The parking won't be available till 4, and then the gates open at 6. So just make sure you're staying on top of that. For right now, though, we're live here at Gillette Stadium. Manash Gwangwari, back to you.
All right, we think Manash is going to be sneaking in a spot there to stay the rest of the day and watch the game. All right, NBC 10 Boston is your home for tonight's wild card match. We can bring you live team coverage tonight from Gillette Stadium starting at 6 o'clock, but it doesn't stop there. NBC Sports Boston's Patriots pregame live kicks off at 7 after nightly news. That rolls into Football Night in America at 7:30 with kickoff. Sunday Night Football set for 8:15. So a lot going on today. Just keep it right here. Due to all of this action with football tonight, NBC's Stumble will air immediately after the news, which is after Sunday Night Football. All right, now to Pamela with the final check of the forecast and what to expect for the game.
Oh, well, right now we have some showers. Those showers will be lingering anywhere east or south through midday. Temps go up into the 40s, and we have sunshine. So it seems like a very nice lead up to the game. But we have an Arctic front that approaches the area just around kickoff, and that will help to kick off a few snow showers, snow squalls too, and that bringing in really, really cold Arctic air. So 32 degrees for kickoff. That does favor us, though, when we're cold, when we're snowy, and let's add the wind, too. It's going to be a great game here. As you see in the 10-day forecast, we cool off significantly to start next week with a chance for snow by Friday.
Good stuff. Go Pats.
Yes, go
Don't
Pats.
forget, tonight on NBC 10 Boston. Thanks for watching. Meet the Press is coming up next.